Welcome to Inspire and Move, the show that inspires you to create, connect, and grow. I'm going to bring you meaningful conversations, aha moments, and all the motivation you need to up-level every part of your life. I'm Ali Aruda, founder of Inspire and Move, and your personal hype girl. I've gone from fashion school to celebrity stylist to corporate marketing to brick and mortar entrepreneurship with my husband, each time learning incredible lessons how to pivot, reimagine, and implement the steps to become successful. I am passionate about inspiring others to live their best life, a life of joy. We have the power to design a life that we love because life is too short not to. The best part is that you weren't meant to do this alone. If you feel like you were meant for more, let me ride shotgun with you, and together, let's get you to where you want to go. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Inspire and Move podcast. I am your host, Ali Aruda, and today it is a 2-for-1 special with Matt.
Hi, everybody.
If you're watching this on YouTube or any of the reels that we're going to be putting out from this episode,
I'm so sorry about our physical appearance.
Yeah, I look like a tomato. We just got back from our first ever hot yoga date.
Yeah.
First time ever doing it together.
Super hot.
And I haven't done hot yoga, I swear, for like 5 years. And today was our first time doing it together. And during many of the moments in that 60 minutes that was very hot and sweaty and uncomfortable, I thought to myself, this is going to be a good podcast episode because there is so much juice here in terms of discomfort and growth. And so we thought before we go have our much needed and well-deserved showers, we're going to enjoy our iced coffee, each other's company, and share our takeaways from today's morning hot yoga date with all of you.
I think that may have been the single most amount that I've sweat, regardless of what sport I've played, especially for just an hour. The concentration that was required to not slap the neighbor beside me with my foot or you with a flying elbow, that was a lot. It was very athletic, but also took a lot of proper focus to get it done properly. I'm impressed with myself, to be fair.
Will we be doing it again together?
Pardon? The jury is out.
Okay.
I did it. I feel good about saying that I did it. I kept my word to the wonderful owner of the yoga studio that we went to. Her name is Anetta, and she's like
wonderful.
An angel. Yeah,
she's going to be on the podcast soon, actually.
She's
really
absolutely amazing. But look, in full transparency, yoga as a whole is not really my jam. I don't feel bad about saying that because I stay very, very athletic in many other facets of my fitness routine and journey. But yoga just isn't something that I really get down with. Hot yoga is maybe 10 times that. But we did it.
And I asked you, I told Matt in the car, I'm like, okay, so that was great. And I would really like to record a podcast episode about this when we get home. And his vibes weren't so high in that particular moment.
You let me know when you're done that podcast episode then. Perfect.
And I said, I'm like, okay, well, rather than focusing on, how hard it was or how hot it was or if you couldn't do this, what was a powerful takeaway for you? Like, how can you turn that into a positive?
And in the moment, the first thing was just keeping my word that we got through it. And we said we were going to show up. We did show up. We were at the front of the room for what it's worth. And we lasted the whole 60 minutes.
Yes. But I think beyond that, Matt and I have also been in a fun little season right now. And ironically, we are in such a busy momentum season. We have so many exciting things happening in our personal brands and our business, our Benchmark Fitness brand. But we've also been making time to try new things. And one of the things that we've started adding into our weekend dates, whether it be, 2 o'clock in the afternoon or sort of 4 o'clock that goes into the evening, is pickleball. Now, pickleball and hot yoga are not really the same level of experience, but we've had a lot of fun adding this notion of trying something new. And that's kind of what I wanted to chat about today in this episode and provide value for all of you, is how we can grow and really find the growth in the discomfort. And one of the things that makes this so powerful is breaking routine. So normally, for give you full context, Sundays are our rest day. Matt and I train really, really hard Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And Sundays, we really look forward to, maybe sleeping until 7:30 and having a slow coffee and doing our gratitudes, reading our books, a dog walk. But today we broke our routine. We still kept our routine of, roughly what time we wake up, having our coffee, but then got ready to go to do hot yoga together at 10:30. Class was great, like in terms of the energy with all the people, the music was amazing, but we disrupted our regular Sunday pattern to effectively be able to re-energize ourselves and our minds by trying something different. And even though it was hard, and there are things, you look around and someone's standing on their head, that was not either one of us, but you're still able to build confidence and recognize that good for us. We tried something new. As Matt already said, we kept our word to our friend Anetta, who runs this amazing studio and has cultivated this incredible community. We're going into an area that we don't know, but how lucky are we to be in the business of fitness and health and wellness and community and go experience that with what Anetta has created, at being also able to prove to ourselves that we are capable of being uncomfortable and growing through that discomfort of being really hot, being really sweaty, being really close to like 60 other humans, but recognizing that we're here and it's only 60 minutes of our life and we will be stronger and better for it on the other side. And who knows, maybe there's even like some hidden passions that you might discover. I feel like that maybe is not an energetic match for Matt in this moment.
Not as it currently stands.
You're not going to do your 200 yoga teacher hours?
Yeah, that's a pass right now.
But it was really fun to be able to think about that in whatever pose I was in. I was like, there's so much value here. We can talk about this on the podcast.
Yeah, and I guess ultimately you touched on those things where there are some obvious benefits in it, whether you're breaking a routine of what you were typically kind of rinse and repeat on whatever day it is that you're doing these things, or we're doing these things a lot of times for the first time. Yes, you're building confidence with every time that you do complete it, no matter how well or maybe how much you are working on executing it perfectly. You are still building confidence knowing that you're getting better with it every single time. Or maybe, to your point, you are discovering hidden passions or thinking, holy crap, where has this been all my life? Or a part of this, where has it been my whole life? But obviously, the biggest thing is that you can relate it to back everything else outside of that 1 hour, whether it's the hour of doing something new on the pickleball court or obviously in a hot yoga room. The one thing that could be taken from that and implemented to the other however many hours there are in the week is trying to find what the growth is in that discomfort, right? It's discomfort is almost a signal of growth, right? And like anything else that you haven't done before for the first time, unless you're some sort of a savant, it's not going to come easy. And like anything else, the easy thing to do is to say, well, F that. I'm never showing back up again. It's not for me. I don't need to have it implemented in my life. And in the moment, that's probably almost a reaction to make only you feel better about it. It's a defense mechanism more than anything, as opposed to thinking, what should I be taking out of this? How can I learn to implement this hard part for the rest of the other things that I'm going to implement in my life? Or even just my day. I have a meeting that I have with my boss, or I have a client meeting that's coming up. Whatever it is that might not necessarily be the easiest of things through the course of the rest of your day, but knowing that you've already done hard things leading up to that has already proven to you that you can continue to do hard things.
Well, and it's humbling too, right? Like I think back even a couple months ago, probably in December, I went to a spin class with one of our trainers from Benchmark, and both of us were very much like happy to say, like, we don't do this. This is probably going to be really hard for us. We can do amazing squats, super heavy hip thrusts, but spin is not something that we do. But I'm here to learn, and I'll come back again, and then maybe I can do better the next time versus this time. And I think having that parallel of the action of doing, but first starting with the mindset and being able to shift from, ooh, like I'm probably not going to be very good at this, or I might fail. Yeah, sure, you might fail, but that's for anything in life. But what if you could replace the I might fail or I might not be very good at this with I might love this. I might find a new passion. I might learn something, and being able to reframe that fear or that limiting belief to having something that is much more expansive and operating from that growth mindset. And I feel like we make these parallels a lot, especially being in the industry of fitness. That is our business. And if you listen to this podcast, you probably hear me make, parallels between hip thrusts and box jumps and the mindset that comes to prepare yourself to do a box jump or pull-up journey and just putting in the reps and being consistent. But I love that so much because it's something that you can build the habit for in terms of a fitness routine, something that you're going to do every single day or, 3 days a week, 4 or 5, whatever feels good for you. But stepping into that unknown that then correlates to maybe building new healthy habits, new routine, and putting the reps in to try those new things and get better. That, for today's hot yoga session, if we do it again, well, maybe eventually we don't need to use a yoga block for some of the poses because we are going to lengthen our limbs longer and we can reach the bottom of the ground in our mat versus having that support from the yoga block. Or again, you can extrapolate this to be a different example for you. But I think just really being able to reframe that from the mindset of growing through that discomfort and not worrying about in the middle of class, like, okay, where's the exit? If I need to leave, like, should I leave? Oh, this is hard. Maybe I should just leave. You can control your thoughts because thoughts become things, and it's just 60 minutes of your time.
And the other thing that I think we have to give some sort of credibility to here is, whatever it is that you are implementing for the first time, second time, third time, whatever it is that is uncomfortable for you that you are implementing into your life, there are people who are coming along for the ride, that are seeing this, that are observing this. And even though you think that you're by yourself, at least I did on my island of a yoga mat this morning, I know that there are very likely other people, whether they be in that room or listening to this podcast or are hearing that I am not comfortable, but I still did X.
Mm-hmm.
And in that moment, hopefully, it lends itself to be something that can be inspiring for other people to then say, well, shit, I can also do it. I'm just as athletic as he is. I'm just as talented in X, Y, or Z as she is. Why am I not to getting in front of something to do it? And it's really nothing other than just kind of your own self-negative talk and fear. But if seeing other people do things that are uncomfortable for them as well, I think just reiterates that there is proof there in front of you that it can be done, even though you haven't done it before.
Absolutely. And I feel like I come from the mindset where I use this a lot in the gym, and I definitely use it a lot with my one-on-one personal training clients when they'll say, like, I don't want to do that. And I will reframe it for them to say, like, how lucky are you that you get to? And I've absolutely thought that this morning in this class is something that's hard. I'm like, but I get to do this. I have 2 legs, I have 2 arms, I've got a strong core. I get to do this. And I think this does come with some experience and a gratitude practice that you can absolutely train yourself to have that same mindset. And I would love and encourage you, would love this for you and would love to encourage this for you to think about that. Where in your life, or maybe just start from a gym routine or fitness practice, how can you apply that to something that is uncomfortable or that you don't enjoy? Being able to flip the switch and reframe and understand, I get to do that. How lucky am I? And it's the discomfort's not going to last very long. Like 12 Bulgarian split squats per leg. No one really likes those, but it's only 12 per leg. And you get to do those because you have 2 legs. So using that this week, wherever you can, try it and see, just give it a go and see how you feel. See how you feel. Put in the practice, put in the reps, and post workout or post class, recognize and cheer yourself on to see, like, how do you feel after trying to put that into practice?
Yeah, and I think ultimately we go through the motions of so many things in our life where we don't think about what it is that we're doing. And we really just think of, I've said this before, but think about like your commute to work. You get in the car, and before you know it, you're at your office or you're at wherever you're going to go to. And you don't remember any of the conscientious decisions you made to get to that point of when you needed to turn left, when you needed to turn right. You were just on autopilot. It was easy. Where the growth happens, outside of that kind of a point being made, where the growth happens is when you're stepping into things that you haven't done before, where you haven't gone on that journey before, you haven't crossed that path yet. And it's true, it doesn't mean that it's easy, but think of it like a road trip. If we're going to go visit a place we've never been to before and we're jumping in the car to do it, part of the fun is the actual trip itself, the tripping onto, no pun intended, onto places or experiences along that, whatever it might be, 6 hours, 2 days, whatever the road trip is, things that you did not plan on, that didn't make your itinerary of sorts, but it doesn't mean that you didn't find something that you could take of value away with it. Sometimes even more than the destination itself, right? So like anything else, You have to start somewhere. You have to actually commit to doing something before you can learn anything new from that thing that it is that you're trying for the first time.
And even recognizing that if you are going somewhere, again, I'll just bring it back because I feel like I've been really honing in on the, fitness class or gym. Even if you don't want to go, but you do, you reframe because you get to go. What if you like make a new friend, or you foster community and build relationships, or maybe there's a work relationship that could be really plentiful for you. You never know what could come out of that commitment to yourself and that experience. And also just the whole route of growing through that discomfort, even if it is going to a class by yourself, because that's uncomfortable and maybe scary for you, but you made the commitment to yourself. You've followed through on that commitment to yourself, and then you're on the journey. And then after that, you have that post growth moment. And I feel like, just in closing, that the biggest growth happens when you step into the unknown or try something new. You're going to build character. You're going to build a different muscle, literally and figuratively. So whether it's hot yoga or maybe a bar class or a conditioning class, pickleball, whatever it is, something else entirely, trust that every small step outside of your comfort zone is a giant leap toward the best version of you. And I love talking about growth moments. I feel like I actually think I said that to you this morning, that this is a growth moment. And I think that is just such a wonderful moment of self-reflection that I don't know about you guys, but I constantly want to be growing and evolving into the best version of me. I'm 39 years old. I have a lot of life to still live. I'm proud of who I am today, but I know that I can always be better. And I have that commitment to myself. And it's something that I actively practice every day, every week. So if you can make that commitment to yourself and recognize that you're going to have these growth moments because you're going to put yourself in uncomfortable situations and you're going to experience discomfort, but because of that, you're also going to experience so much growth.
You said it.
That's a wrap?
That's a wrap, miss. I think we nailed it. I'll end my part with this. I heard somebody say something a couple of days ago that a lot of times where we think of, 40 years from now, you're going to be X years old, and you've got that countdown clock of sorts. And what if you flipped it on its head and pretended that you were already that age, and now, in some magical way, you have been given the gift of being 40, 50 years younger?
Ooh.
What would you do knowing that you have 40, 50 years of good, potentially life-changing or altering abilities and options available to you at any given point? None of it happens unless you choose to do something different, or at very minimum, implement something different to what your routine typically is. We have to evolve. It's literally called aging. You have to evolve, whether you like it or not. It's going to happen physically and mentally, emotionally. We are going to gain and we are going to lose a lot of things through the course of our life. So if you have the choice to be in control of what it is that you are consistently implementing in your life to be for the betterment of your life, why wouldn't you?
Mm-hmm. Hey, speaking of bettering yourself, leveling up, whether it's physically or mentally, we want you to join us on something.
We do. Go ahead. Tell the people.
We're so excited because one of the big projects that we have been working on is phase 1 of the Benchmark Fitness app. And if you follow us on Instagram,
this is so exciting.
You're going to see it everywhere because we are just so amped about this project. And don't worry, we have a whole other phase that we are building for launching later this year. But phase 1 will be the first ever 6-week Benchmark Fitness challenge that is going to help you and really help you level up and transform physically and mentally, because we are big advocates for mindset work. But we have 3 programs that are available to you, no matter where you live. You do not have to live in downtown Burlington, Ontario, where our brick and mortar space is.
The magic of this is that the intention is to reach as many people as possible using the Benchmark voice, using the Benchmark platform and framework and everything that makes Benchmark so special. The idea here is to cultivate a community literally outside of the walls of our gym for the very first time, and be able to share with everybody else what we have been so proud to see, create, be a part of in our own lives for the last few years.
Absolutely. So we're going to put the link to early access and getting on board in the show notes. But there are 3 programs. There is bodyweight, there is dumbbell only. So if you're more of like a home gym vibe and you want to do bodyweight or dumbbell, or you want to take Benchmark with you to your preferred gym, go for it. We have a gym program as well. We have so many amazing workouts prepped and ready for you. There'll be meal plans, there'll be accountability, community. We are so freaking excited and we'd love to have you join us.
That's right. So shoot us a DM.
Yep,
Get
but links in the show notes
in
as
any
well.
capacity. We're sending out a lot of promos over the next little while. So if you see anything that's easy to engage on that, please do. And we'll make sure that you're part of this ride with us, because this magic is going to happen in the sheer volume of people that come along on this ride with us. So if you're looking for a little bit of support in any capacity along the next 6 weeks, and we'll share with you when that is going live, or aiming for March. So it's coming next month and it's going to be amazing. But we want you to be a part of it and know that we're doing it with you, right beside you, with dozens, maybe even a couple hundred of people at the same time.
And you want to know why? Because we get to.
That's right.
We get to grow together. So this is your reminder that your homework for the week, I really love giving out homework, is to work on that reframe, that mindset that you get to do these hard things. And where can you, in your life, in your fitness routine, where can you go and try something new? Feel that discomfort, but also recognize the growth moment that is there for you on the other side.
That's right.
Thanks for being here, babe.
Thanks for having me.
Wishing you all a wonderful day, evening, week, wherever you are. Thanks for being here. Thanks for the love and support of the Inspiring Move podcast. We love you. We are grateful for you. And we will see you again soon.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you so much for listening. If you loved this episode, it would mean the world to me if you took 30 seconds and shared this on social media, send it to a friend, or leave a 5-star review. There is power in community, and I am so grateful to have you part of mine.